What's up, everybody? Need for Speed Unbound. Thank God for the morning. God, of course I feel like outside of my own. Let somebody call me. Even then, I wouldn't mind if God called. Say, God.
Units, we have a 2440 in our sights.
My mood nasty. Get my James Bond on. Figure out what I'm gonna do. Ah. And God we trust. God, I trust. I speak for everybody.
All units, I think we have ourselves a racer here.
So, topic for the morning. I don't know. I took a leap of faith yesterday. Playing No Man's Sky. We found that game's version of an all-powerful being. Got the option to reset 50%. take it. Everything may be gone.
Dispatch, we have ourselves a 2440 right here.
New stuff all over. And for most gamers, that's like finishing the game, have to start back at 1. Do you put 200 hours into the game, over 200 hours into the game at that point? Multiple bases, so much resources, all of that. Do you restart? You may lose everything you built up to that point. Yes, I guess I restarted. Thankfully, they have a Egyptian form of the afterlife, I guess, in so many words. Put all your things into the tomb, made your bed, now sleep. When I came back too, all my stuff is still there. So I'm like, yay, new game plus. It helped me understand what was it? It helped a little understanding of shit. Of the game, that's what I want to say. Of the game, No Man's Sky. See, initially my concept was, I thought the concept was each planet, even though it's still a little similar, is a new dungeon for you to explore. You know, which is true. New dungeon, new resources. But in context, it's still the same overworld. Resetting refreshes the overworld. So now the overworld, although it may still have the similar concepts and similar, you know, same factions and shit. Now the black man, for example, looks different. You know what I mean? In this new refreshed world. Don't mean the black man don't exist. Just their form changed. Because the Corvettes look different now. Dealing with, I think it's a Corvette or a Viking, one of the two. Kind of look like fucking Ant-Man. Oh man. Again, I gotta go move around and explore a little bit more to explore the concept. But they refresh the game. Which means that all the dungeons that were previously generated waiting for you to explore have been regenerated. Because you got to think of it as procedural generation in gaming. A game like, Bloodborne. You get chalices, you put chalices at the ritual, you add in different ingredients, and it generates a dungeon, right? You could exit the dungeon, remove the chalices, use a different chalice, different ingredients. It procedurally generates a new dungeon. Procedural generation. Here are what a dungeon needs. XYZ. XYZ will always be in the dungeon, but layout, aesthetics, all change because it's generated around these rules. So, They do the same thing. The universe is generated around these rules. Reset creates a new universe based around these rules. Same rules, different aesthetics. Different layout. So, it's pretty neat. It's pretty neat. And the fact that they allow you to keep your other stuff from your previous run is a smart idea. Because I would have been a little discouraged if I had to start over. Not that it's a great game. Not that I would have mind. But it would have been discouraging. And story-wise, it makes sense that you keep it. Hindsight, collected knowledge, stuff like that. It's like knowledge throughout the generation or regeneration. Get it? Because you regenerate in the dungeon. Or regeneration. All isn't lost. Because knowledge is passed down. Knowledge is hindsight. So as a player who decides to keep playing, you gain that previous knowledge, you keep that previous knowledge, like a generation, 100 years from now, right? Even though some processes may change. You take materials from the planet to create bridges, buildings, etc. The process of creating concrete may change. The process of creating homes may change. They went from wood or sticks and dung to using wood. Went from, like stone to wood or wood to stone, steel. But the concept of making it a building still stays the same. Strong foundation, support beams, 4 walls, and wood floors. That don't change. The materials we use change. Techniques we use may change. So it goes from just square to like the Trump Tower in Chicago. It has curves. It's a curvy building, curved walls. You go from 2x4s to 4x4s. Things like that. Arches instead of just normal doorways, you use arches. It supports more. It's supposed to be better at supporting loads. So techniques may change, but it's still the same concept. And that goes with knowledge. So the fact that we as players know that this is what all things come to an end, but it keeps going. It's that kind of concept that they keep in mind, that in hindsight a person probably won't find a reason to regenerate if they invest enough time and effort. They're like, I'm gonna lose all my resources, all the shit I made. I'm not resetting shit. But you lose out the procedural dungeon generation that you put so much effort into. Because after the first time, if they come back, if you're lucky enough, they come back and don't complain, and your next venture probably won't be as good. Because they're like, fuck that, they screwed us over last time. It allows you, when you regenerate, to keep the knowledge of the previous generation. It's not just, it's not just mass extinction. And I've had this conversation or this theory before about actual real life. Like who built the pyramids and stuff. Was it, it had to be built, but it's knowledge. How did they build the pyramids and shit like that? There's certain constructs in society we have no idea how they fucking made because we consider them primitive. But I'm like, there was a lot of knowledge lost because it wasn't written down. Passed on word of mouth, things like that. So, grain of salt there. And then, given all the mass extinction events in the Bible and, few surviving, not that there weren't any survivors, like a lot of people inherited a world that was already prefixed, like us as people now. Everything that we inherited came from our parents' parents, our parents' parents' parents. We were born into a world, all this shit was already built. Right? You take away all the parents of everyone, we're gonna say 5 and under, and they survive. They're gonna grow up without knowledge of civilization before us. Was it aliens that built this shit? Shit like that. When it's just a civilization of us. It's just knowledge lost to them. They have to start all over, figure out how to build this shit themselves, and shit like that. Take everything back to the Dark Ages, so to say. The same thing before. Everything was made by a civilization before us that may or may not be lost to time. Rebranding and all of this shit, because America always wasn't. The continent was, but the country, America, always wasn't. So, civilization's lost and rebranded. That's kind of the point of games too, outside of just entertainment.
Turpin and Aston Martin.
This is good.
Street racer trying to hit us here, dispatch.
You can simulate lives, events, situations.
We want a piece of the pie, dispatch.
Moral compasses, shit like that. Like, technically, all RPGs, you're not supposed to complete all quests in RPGs. In reality,
Okay, this one.
All units, be advised we're turning up the
if you want to properly feed the
Dispatch.
algorithm of morality into a computer, all situations in RPGs aren't supposed to be taken care of. There's some that pose real morality questions. Do you sacrifice the few for the greater sum type questions? Right and wrong. It's a lot of gray areas, and you as the player are supposed to navigate the gray areas. Excuse me, traveler. I was just robbed by 6 bandits. I just came across this in The Witcher. I was just robbed by 6 bandits. Can you help me get my shit back? They stole my rice. Like, that's fucked up. They came here and stole your rice and shit. Go confront the bandits, and the context clues indicate that they may not have stole this rice. But you're like, you're bandits. Fuck you guys. First of all, profiling and prejudice. You're prejudiced against people because they're supposed to be bandits. So your concept or your view of these people is already tainted. It's like calling every black person a thug. Those thugs, those thugs, those thugs. Every time you hear that, it imprints something into your brain that every time you look at a black person, you see thugs. You defeat the bandits, also known as killing them. You get the rice, you take it back to the farmer. And you're like, hold on. No, something ain't right. Did they really steal this rice? The farmer's like, no, but fuck them. They're bandits. You know? And they make the context clues a little obvious that the rice may not be stolen. So are you doing the right thing? The right thing would have been, fuck that quest, leave the quest. You know, because as judge, jury, and executioner, we don't really know. So you leave that. The moral choice would be like, fuck that shit. I'm gonna leave that shit alone. To feed into the morality system. You understand? So all RPG quests aren't made to be completed. Because it's morally, if you want to feed into the moral data, it ain't, you know, it's not moral. But video game aspect, you got completionists and people that's like, fuck it, it's a quest. Let's do the quest. Get what I'm saying? Video game, even this speed, to feed into the morality thing. It's a driving game / racing game. Getting chased by the police. First of all, there should be no chase. Sirens come on, you pull over. Get pulled out the car, you gotta get searched. Spread your cheeks, slip your sack. You know, let the police go on their way. You ain't got no drugs in the car, you ain't got no gun. You got money to pay off tickets. Rich, bitch. Throw a wad of hundreds at them. Make sure it don't hit them though. You throw it, but you can't throw it in their directions, or else they might call it assault if they're dicks. Now, what are you doing, sir? Throwing money away, since that's what you want me to fucking do. Morally, pull the fuck over. That's the right thing to do. That's the procedure. But for gameplay, like, fuck that. Chase me through the city. Fuck. Let's tear up the streets. You know? But games give you these moral dilemmas and stuff to create. And being able to go through so many of these and face consequences and see the results of action. These simulations help build philosophies and a moral code, so to speak, in so many ways. You know, philosophy comes on experience. And, you know, philosophy's war. You can't have good war strategies without going into battle. You know, the first war strategies came from hunters. You know, back when I was home, this is how we used to catch the buffalo. In concept, in theory, the concept should work. Get what I'm saying? So the philosophies of battle, of that battle, came from the experience of hunting. Without the experience, you know, to have an educated guess is kind of out the window. You're just winging it at that point. Like, fuck it, you're just gonna wing it. We're just gonna freestyle it, improvise, because nobody has the experience or knowledge to even create a hypothesis, yet alone a philosophy of it. And these simulations, these games,
we got eyes on that racer, the red flag.
they run you through, like some of them, if made right, you know, because some are actually written and touched by psychologists and shit, to deep dive into your sense of morality and, you know, what would you do? What's the best decision? Like, the secret is, there is no good decision. The bus of kids, you let the bus of kids fall, or you let the love of your life fall. You know, the greatest sacrifice is like, if I let the love of my life fall, well, that's the love of my life. I gotta give up the love of my life. If I give up the bus of kids, you know, I don't really owe these kids any obligation, but they're helpless, defenseless kids. You know? So you try to overstretch yourself the best you can to save both. But sometimes overstressing yourself and overstretching yourself to save both, you lose both. So that's a big plus of video games. Everything we watch and do comes from these sense of moral conundrums to build a philosophy. I like to say all the time. In actuality, the Rebel Alliance isn't necessarily the good guys. Star Wars, they are terrorists. That's why they're the rebels. They're going against the government, destroying government property, and all this stuff, right? They blew up a Death Star, and all the people on it. You know, it's more than just a military base. It wasn't just a military base. The Death Star housed a lot of people. More than just military personnel. More than just stormtroopers. For example, we could even think about the people that they don't show us that have to be there. Maintenance workers. And cooks. You know, outside of hunting the Rebel Alliance, you know, and they're trying to expand their territory, we can't really say that they did anything wrong. They blew up Alderaan because Alderaan was a rebel supporter. Alderaan was the cave that was hiding Osama bin Laden. So, morally, you know, they kind of had the Federation kind of, sort of, had the moral high ground. The reasoning for the Rebel Alliance is that the Federation was abusing power. You know? That was their argument, kind of, sort of, but not really. Because it's vague, as far as I remember. It's a little vague. You know, but again, in defense of the Federation, it's hard to focus on the needs of the people when I gotta fight these motherfuckers over here, which are the people. Because Star Wars, the prequels,
I bet that car is in street legal.
it goes to show that nobody when it comes to shit like that, there's always opposition, if that makes sense. No government is without opposition. Even within your own government, especially if you have a democracy, there's opposition. You know? So it gets vague real fast. Everything gets vague and convoluted. Dark side, light side, it's all iffy. They like the dark side. They believe in absolute power. But the Jedi themselves are taking kids and training them how to fight. You know, the Jedi themselves aren't without the search of power. To be like, no balance. There's certain powers people shouldn't have. You know, are you sure about that? Because that sounds like an absolute, which Jedis aren't supposed to have absolute. Only the Sith deal in absolute. To say that the Sith shouldn't have this power is an absolute. It's okay for y'all to seek out certain power, but you're like, nah, the Sith shouldn't have this shit. Moral gray areas. They are called the Rebel Alliance. Rebels aren't the good guys for the most part. So grain of salt. And it's like the Jedi and the Rebels, they're not necessarily wrong. You know, if you do have a corrupt government, should the people not fight back when it's corruption? You know what I'm saying? So, moral gray area. Who was right? Who was wrong? Avatar, another moral gray area. Not the last airbender, the blue people. We used up all our resources. We killed our fucking way of life. And now we're going to go take over somebody else's for their resources and a new way of life. Should we do that? The survival of a people is a necessity. When you're in survival mode, you do some shady shit. But morally, is it okay to invade and kill off of people to take their shit. You know, if you side with the military, then you're Christopher Columbus killing off the Native Americans. Hey. Then you're Christopher Columbus killing off the Native Americans. If you side with the Navi, oh shit.
That suspect we're looking for is in an Aston Martin. Suspect hit us!
Then you side with...
We're back on. No mistake this time around.
the Native Americans, and you're like killing off of people because you fucked up your previous spot.
Reinforcements inbound.
It's not cool.
This dirtbag doesn't give a damn or know how to drive.
You know?
This man is going their best to take this chase into the air.
We're too messed up to continue here.
So who do you side with? They say these people don't deserve to live because we fucked up our own spot. Makes it, for me, morally wrong. That's like crashing your car and then hijacking another car in GTA. Fuck them, they don't need their shit.
Hey, all patrol here. We're good to engage.
Right? You're morally wrong in that situation. You crashed yours and fucked up their shit. You know, fucked up shit.
Patrol's on the chase. Not so speedy now, punk.
So, you're wrong in that situation. You can't just say they don't deserve their shit because you fucked up your shit.
We almost have this creep, dispatch.
AWD first on the scene.
You understand me?
It's like watching the people out here.
So, everything we do helps shape our... Everything we watch and
Patrol
read
wants a
and
piece of the action too.
stuff like that shapes our moral shit, our moral compass.
We may need air support because this chase just
But-
went airborne. Patrol here.
That's how I developed so many philosophies. You're like, how is this guy a little bit kind of smart? Come up with these thoughts, these theories. And it's because you know, you take what you know and learn.
I'll have this cuffed real soon.
And that's how.
AWD to assist in the takedown of the 2440. I really don't like this creep.
You know, don't run from the police.
Pretty soon.
Don't drink and drive. Moral gray area. Do you get rid of the police force? Like, if it's corrupt, it shouldn't be.
All units, additional backup is on its way.
But is it necessary? but kind of necessary. Everybody has their version of the police. Whether it be government or people. You get beat up. Your girlfriend beats you up. You got sisters, you call your sisters. Beat this bitch up. You just call the police. No, they're not official law enforcement, but they're the police. You know, some guys jumped you. You call your homie. You just called the police.
Damn! Since when did we have flying cars in the city?
It's not official police, but you called the police. For a lot of people that's like, fuck the police. I sure as hell be calling the police. The po-po.
Keep doing that, dirtbag.
Come on, man. Don't be a dick. Say near miss, man. Near miss. And it's just the truth. Some people just
We're here to help. Just tell us how.
no finesse. So,
I'll have this one in custody pretty soon.
it's all grain of salt. That's the way I feel.
Do whatever you have to. Stop that driver.
Morally.
Okay, you know what? We need to put this driver down.
I ain't worried about placing or participating. That's what I mean by some people can't understand the concept. Just here for the money. Give a fuck about none of y'all. They're better than none of y'all, 'cause y'all already ain't in my league. Tell by how aggro some of y'all are. Said no finesse. About pure dominance. Now where are those people? I found probably. Thought you were trapping me, fool.
AWD here to help with this plan.
I want these knuckleheads off the street now!
That guy's an undercut. That's weird.
Let's take them down before they wreck Lakeshore. WD can't do shit anymore. We're out. These street races are causing a lot of damage, Control.
Outside rear this cloud.
Team, let us know what we can do.
Get off the damn road, knucklehead.
Keep on him.
Shit.
Control is here, dispatch.
Undercover going after that suspect's vehicle. Dispatch, I'll have this 2440 in the slammer soon.
I'm gonna be off road. Gotta keep me off road.
Aim for the vehicle's side, but don't let him get away from you.
That's gonna get your ass hit.
Stop that
Damn.
truck, Pete.
Go for a side rear takedown. Control, suspect still on the move.
Come on, let's work to get him.
Undercover is joining the others in pursuit of the suspect.
That's just the risk of your own life. That's why I don't necessarily count. Like aggression ain't gonna really count.
Don't take us out, dispatch.
Suspect in an Aston Martin.
This is dispatch. Suspect has been spotted at Jefferson Hills.
Okay. First vehicle attack. What we talking?
I'm gonna get quick, try to slow this asshole down.
And he has arrived, Control.
Dispatch, we're on the freeway and on the tail.
Roadblock up ahead should stop this first.
No luck trying to block him in, dispatch.
Be advised, suspect entering Roseville Drive. Keep them in your sights. Reinforcements won't be long.
This doofus is hitting traffic. Let's try to slow him down.
That didn't work, dispatch. Heavy, join him in on the mark.
Take us out, he's got away.
Patrols joined in on pursuit of the suspect, dispatch.
Dispatch, we're getting our ass kicked here. We're going for push. I can't get him off the road.
Get person is on the way. Roadblock up ahead should stop the suspect. All units, report last seen entering Yam Park.
I'm going after this jerk with the rest of the squad. Control.
Gonna get the first truck, slow him down.
I think we're on our way out here, people. No, couldn't pull that one off.
All units, we have a visual on the perp entering Griffith Parklands.
That didn't work, dispatch.
We'll have backup with you very soon. Spike strip up ahead should stop this perp.
Heavy here. Just tell us what we need to do.
Jam time for this perp, go!
Damn! Lost him.
All units, we have a visual on the perp entering Fillmore.
Your time is almost up, punk. Grinding time, knucklehead.
More units winging their way to you immediately.
I think y'all didn't see that car right there, that wall up ahead of y'all.
Okay, got a plan. Gotta try to get him front and slow him down.
Heavy no longer in the chase, dispatch.
Roadblock up ahead should stop him.
Dispatch, they're still moving.
Hope we won't take him behind doors, shithead.
Go ahead, gotta wait for me.
Y'all both can be in the same
Gonna really enjoy busting this dirtbag.
point we usually wall. That's the
Dispatch,
cover.
we're getting our ass kicked here.
Hang in there, backup is coming soon.
Let's side rear this jerk. Damn it, didn't work.
We're on hit track.
All units be advised, perp has entered Kenmore. Spike strip up ahead should stop the suspect.
Let's throw this punk in the slammer.
The point of hitting the corner so hard. You can't hit me from that.
Can't hold out much longer.
The point of playing the
Somebody's in
game.
pursuit. Interceptor here, ready and willing.
All units, perp last seen entering Apollonia District.
Heavy going after the perp too, dispatch.
Due to cover problem. Trying to get me going to that little
I don't
point.
think we got much juice left in us.
We're gonna need more than a paint job to fix us up.
near this jerk. Control, suspect still on the move.
Roadblock up ahead should stop this perp.
Let's throw this punk in the slammer. Dispatch, they're still moving.
Keep chasing that suspect. Reinforcements on the way.
2440, traffic. Okay, my plan. Gotta try to get in front and slow him down.
Pursuit of the 2440 is back on. Perp is driving an Aston Martin.
This is dispatch. Visual on the suspect at Underwood Gardens.
Ellie is in the air and on the scene, Patrol.
All units, perp last seen entering Douglas Park.
Heavy has joined in on the pursuit of suspect, dispatch. This is getting harder to keep up with this volume. Interceptor joined the chase for this racer too.
Time to hit him with a handbrake maneuver. Try getting the heavy side on.
Spy strip up ahead should stop the suspect.
Sounds waiting for you, scumbag.
They got away. Repeat, suspect got away.
I don't think we can keep on this perp for much longer.
Pursuit up and running again. Purpose in an Aston Martin.
This is dispatch. We've just received reported sightings of the suspect at University Central. Hang in there. You'll have company right away. All units be advised. Perp has entered Douglas Park.
This perp's gonna get away from us, folks.
He's gonna knock this asshole off the road.
This perp's gonna murder someone.
Suspect is impeded. It works.
Keep on that perp. Reinforcements are en route. All units, we have a visual on the perp entering University Central.
Let's get in on this action.
Spy strip should take this perp out.
Not long now until they're out of this chase.
All units, perp last seen entering University Central.
Streets are safer with you off them, asshole.
Shaky to me. All the time I got them crashing into cars and shit. They don't show. Shaky. I don't really care. Because the story and this mode is separate. Yeah, the Aston don't have nothing like that. What's God? But they don't hit me though. I don't care. I'm really done with Apex Legends, to be honest. Wait until I find or come across the next. That suit. Like you've been saying that. Exactly. Eventually, you get through it. Eventually you get over that bitch. Eventually you get over that guy. Might fuck him once or twice after y'all break up. But eventually you might fuck that shit. So it's like, fuck Apex Legends. I spent 5 years in that game, 6 technically. But last year it took the whole year to break up. Yeah, Apex Legends. Take another year to really move on. Might take a second to find a replacement. Could be like first person shooter that fit what I'm looking for. It might take a while. But fuck 'em. They don't sleep at night. Fuck Apex Legends. Pay to win. Because I don't got any other first person shooter I can play. I might, play it every 3 minutes. But fuck it. It's pay to win. It's, pay to win. I don't pay for pussy. Never have, never will. I like a woman. I might take her out. Wine and dine that's even a stretch. Because I don't believe in whining and dining for you to like me. No amount of whining and dining is gonna make you like me. A little alcohol might make you fuck me, but it ain't gonna make you like me. So either you like me or you don't. Either we got a mutual love and respect, or you don't.
Got eyes on that driver.
Apex Legends does not have a mutual love and respect for its fan base. Because it's paid to win. Only if you can, you fuck. And that's not love, that's prostitution. Pimps and hoes, pimps and jobs. No matter how much you take a woman out, no matter how much you pay her bills, she might fuck with you because you pay her bills, or she likes going out. But to say like you, Like, I tolerate it because it takes me out and buys me nice things. Or I tolerate that bitch because she take me out and buys me nice things. You know, because women do the same thing. They buy men stuff and things because they think men are like them. If he likes the thing, take away the thing. Still gonna be there out of like for you, not obligation for what you spend. Like, she spent a couple hours, I can give her a little time to get her shit together. Or we spent a little bit, I could give her a little time to get some more money back. If the money never come back up, will it still be there? And, you know, I gave that sex play a good chance. Once I felt like it was pay to play. At first, I didn't feel like it was pay to play because they were still trying to feel it out. You know, and I got no battle pass, no nothing. Just enjoy. Let's have some fun. Then they're like, let's see if I can get a little money out this sucker. A battle pass. Okay. No, we can make a battle pass first because I get my money back for the battle pass. We're on a mutual understanding. But then when you stop, when they add in more money. Here, buy these exotic shots. Buy these. We got heirlooms that you should buy. Events that cost $160 just to make sure you got the shit from the event. You know, like, I'm alright. All you did was get new makeup.
I bet that car is street legal.
New makeup made you worth $160. I thought we were just in this for the fun, to get to, you know, to love each other. No amount of makeup is not going to change who you are at the core. This is who you pretended to be. But you turned out to be a money-hungry bitch. Get what I'm saying? Fuck 'em. Nobody noticed that their biggest winners and top predators and top teams are all the people who donate a shit load of money. It's not an average motherfucker that just play the game like me. I've been playing for 5 years. I played for 6 years. Took the last year to break up. It's never just an average motherfucker like me who just play the game because this is what I do and they got good mechanics and shit. There's motherfuckers that donate. They're top players, some motherfuckers that got tons of viewers and donate a lot of fucking money. All of a sudden, these motherfuckers got 60 million wins. Top predators. I'm okay. I'm okay. When your top list isn't the average motherfucker that play this shit, that like time, dedication, and effort, and it's only people that got money, something wrong. Bitch for the street. You know? You got, let's look at your top predators, right? Top predator team. You got 20 teams. Each team got 20 wins apiece. Motherfuckers be having 20 back-to-back wins. How? It's not even statistically possible if you're placing predators with predators. They got a 1 in 20 chance of winning. The chance that everybody even win 5 games back to back is statistically impossible. Because you got a 1 in 20 chance because y'all all supposed to be playing against each other. All your predator teams aren't supposed to have that many wins. They all supposed to be in the same lobby. The numbers don't fucking make sense. And like shit, nah, tell them they winners, man. What you mean? You see all that money they just gave? Tell them they win. Fuck that shit. Lose a real one. As much as I wanted to buy that second Star Wars game, I'm not supporting the bullshit. Because it's not just, like I said, as a game, you gotta stand for something. I'm forming a group in my head called DAG, Dudes Against Developers. And it's to go against, it's a lobby group to go against bad development companies. I say dudes because women the reason we got in this spot. Candy Crush.
I think we have ourselves a racer here.
Started paying for lives in Candy Crush. And developers were like, people will pay for lives? You're supposed to play the game, get the points, get the lives. But you can't tell a woman shit. So, next they attack the kids. That's why certain games, they just can't, you know, attack the kids with Fortnite. And then they waited a little bit to be like, okay, we're gonna do this shit with Warzone. The older groups, the older males, they didn't quit Call of Duty because Call of Duty is fundamentally a bad game with bad mechanics. They're just like, I'm not about to pay, you know, an arm and a leg just to win, just to enjoy the game. Give me a full game. I buy the full game and I enjoy that way. So because your older core gamers dropped out of games like Warzone, it fell to the kids. And like, shit, the kids already know about paying. Those kids that went from Fortnite and leveled up go to Call of Duty. They already used to paying for this shit.
Sure, I've seen that car before.
The age, I guarantee you, the numbers say that the average age of Call of Duty players dropped. That's why they keep trying to drop different Black Ops, because they're about the full game, right? Like, you losing the people that actually give the kids the money, that actually got the spare money, that invest in the game. Because once kids, you know, some of these kids are actually going to grow up and mature and become financially responsible for themselves. So it's easy to spend mom and dad money. But once they hit 18, hit the real world, got to get a job, balance time, effort, and they like, this shit expensive, your game's going to drop off. Those fans that you just built that's supposed to last with you, all that shit is shallow. Well, I ain't paying for that shit. I can't afford to pay for this shit. Mom and dad cut me off. You know, my job don't pay me shit. I gotta pay rent. Gotta pay this and pay that. They not gonna have no money for you. Then it's gonna go back to making a battle pass worth it. Or making a full game that's worth it. And people are having less and less kids because they like, fuck that shit. Because the economy is a little fucked up. Everything's expensive as shit, all this shit. All that leads to less babies. So now your next generation, the numbers drop there. The current generation that you're grooming fall off. What does that leave you with as a developer? That's why Black Ops, they keep getting worse and worse reviews. Call of Duty is always going to be a mechanically sound game. To say that Call of Duty make a mechanically bad game, I don't see that happening. They have the core principles and fundamentals of gaming, of first-person shooters down packed when it comes to physics and everything. Tight controls and shit like that. They got that down pat. That's not going to change. But business practices and trying to figure out how to cater to the next generation, they're lost. Because first of all, you entered unknown waters, which is the free-to-play market. Trying to make everything always online and everything online multiplayer. You entered unknown waters. The Kraken is out there ready to sink ships. Respawn don't know how to bounce back from Apex Legends. Star Wars The Last Survivors, that's what it's called. The last one. It sells because it's Star Wars, but outside of that, how much of their core fans actually support it? How many fans of Respawn Entertainment support it? Me, I used to be one of the biggest advocates for Respawn Entertainment. They were in my top 5 developers. They were. It's not that they did anything necessarily wrong, but business practices
Dispatch,
I
we have
just don't,
ourselves a 2440
I can't condone
right
with.
here.
So they fell out of top 5, and I can't even really name top, 5. Nintendo is 1. Sony Computer Entertainment is 2. Rockstar is 3. WB Games 4. And this is tough, because that 5th spot, it could either go to Gearbox, Naughty Dog, or CD Projekt Red. Any of those 3 could take that 5th spot. So that's 5, 6, and 7. Respectively, to each franchise. Dropping Respawn maybe down to 8. Like, y'all 8 with some shit. But, overall, CD Projekt Red, the Witcher franchise, is a solid franchise, and it takes you into a fantasy world. But what sold them for me was Cyberpunk 2077. That's one of the best games, single-player games I played in a long time. Normally, I'm not, when it comes to single-player games, if it's not a first-person shooter, I try to stay out of it. I like the third-person perspective. The fact that it's a first-person perspective, and it's like the story is fucking awesome. That game is fucking awesome. Replayability is fucking awesome. I'm in my second playthrough of the story, and to get grounded again after playing games that take you, gotta go fast, it's a little intimidating to jump back in and get back in the, because it's that big of a game, it's that good of a game, it takes time and effort. Dropping Respawn down to 8. And that's just because technically at the moment I can't think of nobody yet. Knocked them out of my top 5, and that's just on business practice. If they had better business practice, they probably would have been a little higher. Not probably, they would have stayed in my top 5. But business practice, it's a reason that the top in their league is called predators, but they have a predatory business style. I'm cool. They ruined free-to-play games for them. No more free-to-play games. I guess somebody in the office was like, after they play this, they ain't gonna want to play no more free-to-play games. We're gonna kill this shit one way or another. And they killed it. They killed it. No more free-to-play games. Epic Games is kind of down at the bottom with Fortnite. You know, they might be in my top 10, depending on who I'm leaving out. Like Marvel games, they could possibly make the top 10. Great story, gameplay mechanics, especially with the Marvel Spider-Man. It all depends on how this Wolverine game, when they come out, how it works. Because it's not a movie tie-in. When they don't do movie tie-ins, because movie tie-ins are bad. Technically, it's just a cash grab. That's why movie tie-ins don't get good reviews. Cash grab. They put something out real fast, you know. But as a standalone game, I'm pretty sure it's going to be fucking awesome. No, my game, man. I know bad business practices. The team that made Minecraft, they're in my top 10. Actually,
Looks like we got ourselves a racer here.
they're, Maxis. Oh shit. I gotta kick out WB Games. Nah. Ooh. Whoever's my number 5. I got a solid number 5 now. That's Maxis, the team that makes the Sims. That's my number 5. My 6th man is the team that made Minecraft. Then 7, 8, and 9. Again, you can split between Respawn and them. They fell so far. Bad business practices. They're called predators for a reason. They let the food get away, playing with the food. But it's a lot of companies that's in unknown waters. I am the food. Gamers like me who game all day. It's my off day. I'm gaming all day. I ain't got to go back to work. I got to go. I close tomorrow at the job. Today's Friday. I picked up tomorrow and the closing shift tomorrow. Me, Big Boss, and Alex. We all close tomorrow. Guys, stay. Be fucking awesome. Fucking fun. Then we're off Easter. So, a guy like me who, from the time I wake up, take my morning shit, brush my teeth, before I even get my breakfast, because sometimes I skip breakfast. I game all fucking day if I could. My daughter's not here. You know, when my daughter's here, I bother her. Obligated, you know, for me to bother my daughter. My woman's here to bother my woman. Obligated by duty as a man to take care of his responsibilities. You know, I try to clean sometimes during the day or before I decide I'm not doing nothing but gaming. Taken care of. Because it's my responsibilities. It's my duty. But I game. 5 years, the same 5 years that I put into Respawn and Apex Legends, I put into The Sims. That was my counteraction to all the violence. The ability to create and things like that for The Sims. It feeds that need. You know? So, I put that same 5 years into The Sims. The Sims being a great game that it is without the predatory practices. Guess what they got from me? Total about $880. And if I cut everything in half, let's say I bought everything at half price, which I know I didn't, they still got $440 out of me in 5 years. Because it's a solid game with great business practices. Respawn couldn't, they got time out of me, but they couldn't get what The Sims got out of me. Because they got bad business practices. Go with them, you know, you support what the love is. The Sims love, you know, Maxis and EA, because Maxis is the group, EA is the publisher. You know, it's a difference in publisher and the creator. They understand their fans, you know, the Sims 4. And they're trying to navigate right now. Like, technically, The Sims only need to put out one game per generation, per console generation. Because they understand expansion packs. Now, I need to help them understand me as a gamer. When I say me, I'm not just talking about me individually. Me as the man that plays The Sims. Because a lot of stuff kind of cater to the women.
Calling all units. Think we got a
No,
visual
like,
on a 24.
I don't really care about, I can't say that. I do need more hairstyles that suit me as an African American or a black man. You know, I don't like calling myself African American because I never came from Africa. I was born here in America, a black man in America. You know, to be 100, black man in America. Right now, my lineage goes back to Central America. It doesn't go, no, and then eventually I'm pretty sure it ties back to Africa and the Caribbean and shit. You know, it goes from Central America to the Caribbean, from the Caribbean to Africa, to chase back my ancestries, because, you know, they say black people come from America, but I'm mixed. That's just part of my lineage. Part of my lineage comes from Spain. And then there's some Irish in there somewhere, some Europeans in there. You know? But anyway, as a black man in America, they got to understand how to cater to me. You know, not just visually with the hairstyles or the clothes. Like, I don't really care for sagging pants and shit like that. There are some that do, you know, that I open the lane to. But you don't necessarily need to add in, like, guns or something. Because they try to keep it, you know, a certain prestige. But that don't mean that you can't go a little extra. I want a cyberpunk pack. You know, where you can create like get cybernetics and shit, like how the vampires, werewolves, fairies, all of them got their perk trees. Give me a cybernetic pack. Let me get some cyborg enhancements. You know, give me kind of a anime power pack type of thing. You know, where they got like the little abilities and shit like that. Like you could help me sim a world like that to be like talk to the male gamer. You understand? Because right now they cater to the women, try to keep it all cutesy. But I'm a guy. You know, I like the fact that I could build. Building is one of the best things in there for me. As a man, I have a need to create.
2440 in our vicinity.
To build, destroy, build is kind of in a man's genes. You understand? All the cutesy shit, like the drama of it all. You know, this Sim's dating that Sim, that Sim's dating that Sim, but these two Sims have a baby. Like, that's more for the lady. I could simulate my life a little bit. Like, if I could, I'd do this, I'd do that. You know? But to be like, I don't know, it's crazy. You know? So, cater to the men a little bit. Give us a little anime action. Give us some cyborg enhancements type shit. You know, the Star Wars pack is great, like how they brought in lightsabers and you got the two and all this shit. They got their own currency and they got missions and shit to do. That's cool and all. But it takes away a little bit outside of the items that you could take. It's a great expansion pack because it gives you something to do. But, you know, it's I don't know. It's not bad though. It's actually, yeah, it's not bad. The Star Wars one is a better one. You know, for me, it's mixing them all. And the fact that it got a dedicated map works also. So, as a guy, cater to me a little bit more, you know? Don't just make it all girly shit. Is all I ask. You know, like women like fairies, but they, you know, that's their main audience for the most part. There's not a lot of guys that stream The Sims, but it's a reason it's not a lot of guys that stream The Sims. Don't necessarily cater to the men.
Calling all cars. I think we got ourselves a 2440 in our sights.
Not the male, not the little guy down the street. The male player.
Street racer in a Bugatti.
All you.
Exchange insurance information.
Reinforcements on the way.
Fuck you!
Patrol is joining the others in pursuit of the suspect.
Okay. I pulled over. Said, get your black ass out the car. I ain't getting out of my car. Shouldn't have talked to me like that.
I'm taking this jerk down.
All units, go get this perp off the street.
AWD has arrived, dispatch.
Hang on, reinforcements are almost there.
You've been on the line now.
Suspect last seen entering Siba Ski Resort. This is dispatch. We're sending more units out there.
We're here to take this fool down, Control.
So, I love, man. Same amount of time, just do the practice. predatory practices. And then they're selling drugs. Some games like 2K, they're selling drugs in 2K, man. Nah, it's not like Grand Theft Auto selling drugs, but they're selling the game as a drug. It's supposed to be a competitive game. When you get rid of the competitive aspect by making it pay to win,
Going after this perp soon. This arrest is happening very soon, y'all.
you're selling a drug. You're selling a high of winning. It's a drug. Get what I'm saying? It's literally a drug. The high of winning. That's what they're selling. You don't win if you don't pay. You don't get that high. You don't get that feeling. You don't pay. $20 a bag. Call it
All units,
BC.
the suspect was last seen at Belmont Lake.
$20 a bag. You don't win if you don't buy something.
I feel like such a chump.
No matter how much time and effort you put in, like Respawn Entertainment, don't win if you don't pay. I ain't paying
All
for
units,
shit.
we've had reports of the vehicle at
I don't
Belmont
pay
Lake.
it. I'm not paying for a win. Ain't nothing in that competitive.
Drivers hitting traffic out here, dispatch.
Don't lose the suspect. Reinforcements are coming.
That's not winning. Since when is paying to win competitive? That's why basketball has a salary cap itself. So you can't buy a team to win.
This is dispatch. Suspect last seen at Belmont Lake.
Not without a hefty price. Which are being over the salary cap fees and shit.
Dispatch, I have eyes on that perp again.
Stay with them. Reinforcements arriving soon.
Because it's not competitive. The Lakers and Boston got the most money. That's why they got the most championship. You know, and that was all before the salary cap shit. They created the salary cap to try to make it even for everybody.
HWD is here. We'll take care of this.
It ain't competitive.
Dispatch,
You know, you got to be the best player in order to get on the best team, right? For the best team to want to pay.
Alright, everybody. Interceptors here.
But if you can't be competitive, if LeBron James paid, there's probably 4 to 5 players right now that's not in the NBA because Bronny James is in the NBA because his daddy got money in pool. Well, technically it's only one spot, but all the people that they pushed out because of the money. Now you understand competitive aspect. It was a motherfucker that was training since they were 5. Picked up the fucking basketball. He was training since they were 5. Fought their way up through all the tournaments, all this shit, to get their name squashed by LeBron James money. You ain't never heard of these motherfuckers because LeBron James money squashed them. Where is that competitive? Where is that fear? Motherfucker ain't had nothing but a basketball and hopes and dreams for dinner. And LeBron James money squashed everything to get Bronny James into the league? Where is that competitive and the fairness of competitive and somebody that worked hard to master a skill and craft? Where is that fair? It's not. That's why I don't condone pay to win practices. There's somebody right now who's actually good at 2 fucking K that can't get a win because they like shit, time, effort, and dedication. I should be better than half the field. I was already better than half the field. I should be better than 3/4 of the field. But the other half of the field dropping $20 every month. They gonna take that person that dropped $20 every month over that person that put time, effort, and dedication in a competitive game. Basketball is supposed to be a competitive game. It's supposed to be about skills and the ability to rise above the competition. Your skills don't matter shit. That's why I don't support it. I can't support it. Time, effort, and dedication versus somebody that don't do shit. It's like the person that's always working hard at the job, taking up. Now, when I say taking up all the responsibility, they like the shit got to get done. Ain't nobody else getting it done. They getting this shit done. They busting ass, and then the person that walk in late every day, that tell the boss, "Fuck you, I ain't doing shit," get the promotion. Where is that fair? It ain't. It's not fair. So I'll never play another free-to-play game. That's why I never go back to Apex Legends like that. I might need a first-person shooter fit, but I'll never. It's just crazy that all the best teams, quote unquote, people that drop money and got a bunch of followers. Ain't no average team in none of these leagues. And there's millions of average players. Out of the millions of average players that play and put dedication into competitive games, ain't none of them good enough to make it to a league. It's always teams that got tons of viewers and dropped a bunch of money. The odds of that don't make sense. Just the odds of that don't make sense. fact that I'm gonna use 2K as an example, NBA 2K. The fact that NBA 2K charge you $80 for a full game, 80 to 100, the legendary edition, for a full game, and still require you to invest more money into a full game, is fucking ridiculous. If you spent $100 on a game, ask the average 2K player. You spent $100 on the game, $80 to $100 on the game. Since you bought the game, how much money have you spent on the game? In the game? It's a ridiculous amount, and that's a year. Because next year, they're going to charge you another $80 to $100, and they want you to drop more money. There's no way that a game should cost you, $300 to play for a year. To play a game for a year and then next year all that shit is obsolete because they're going to shut the servers down. Well, 2 years later it's obsolete because they're going to shut the servers down. There's no way that this should be acceptable. But hey, what do I know? People gonna call me broke because I refuse to buy into some bullshit when in 5 years I just spent $800 on The Sims. But I'm broke. Even if you cut that in half, so you got everything at half price. That's still $400 in 5 years. But you gonna call me broke. Motherfuckers buy shoes because they want shoes. Don't start me on women. Y'all buy hair to cover up your real hair. Y'all drop $100 on a wig when you got real hair on your head. Spend $100 in makeup when you got a real face. So don't start me about wasted money. Exactly. Sit your ass down and zip it. Talk about wasting money. Just keep me in the house, not cheating. Keep me out the streets. Your shit is for you to go run the streets. Don't start me with this shit. If you were for the house, sit in the house and take the time to fix your fucking hair, paint your nails, do your feet. Women waste money to run the streets. Men spend money to stay in the house. I spend money to stay in the house. So don't even start me on men and women like, oh, video games are a men's thing. Don't start me on the gender war. Understand me? But in 5 years, spent no less than $400 in a cent. Don't tell me I ain't got money. Well, your dumb ass spend money on a new game every year. You spend all that money on one chick, or you spending on money on her wigs. You know, I bought my chick different wigs. She could be any chick I want, kind of at this point. One chick feel different flavors. Your chick keep giving you the same wig, talking about I want the same wig. Like, did I give you money for that wig? No, this one has a blonde streak right here. You see? Like, bullshit. You dyed that shit yourself. You know, they sell you the same thing, tell you it's different. They ain't got no DLC. They ain't got no expansion packs. They ain't got shit that's worth the money. They want $5 for a do-rag in game. Do-rag $1.50, $2. Might spend $3 on a good one. This is what I mean by people. They attack those that aren't. They attack the illiterate. Those people are financially illiterate. Teenagers that don't know any better. Once they turn 18 and they gotta buy their own consoles and they gotta buy their own VC, all this shit, you know, I'm pretty sure their fan base dropped. And as long as you're charging for that shit, your older fan base just ain't gonna play. And it's not that I'm not good. I just refuse to play for some bullshit. You know? Now you gotta think, these fathers that are gonna be the ones to drop out your game once they turn 18, these are future fathers. They not gonna stand for the bullshit. Like, nah, that shit too expensive. I ain't going. Not paying $100 for a game, and then you know how long it took me to get this game back? Because they learned their lesson. Like, oh, no, you just play this demo disc. It's free. It ain't even gonna be free to play games because kids gonna come and ask for the money for the free to play game. Like, no, I'll just get you a full game. Go find you a full game. I give you $80 for that versus fucking $80. About $40 on average. Let's say if we break it down into quarters. Say 4 quarters at $20 a piece. $80 a year. If you're lucky, because they're trying to raise the prices of battle passes. If you get a place where the average battle pass is $20, you're looking at $80 a year to play a free-to-play game. That's without special events. Just for kids to be like, who don't know financial responsibility. Be like, I need to buy a battle pass, and then they want extra coins for skins, you know, which means you got to probably drop another 20 for the extra coin, putting you at $40. That's why it was initially $40, putting you at $160 per year to play a free-to-play game. Free to play. Free. to play. Every 3 months, new battle pass. 12 divided by 4 gives you 3 times, 4 times 3? 3, 6, 9, 12. Break it down into yearly quarters. Every quarter you gotta get a new battle pass. 4 battle passes a year, plus an extra $20 when it comes to kids for skins. That's $80 a quarter. That's $40 a quarter. $160 a year. For a free game. Let that sink in. That's $160 a year. Let me do something. How many years have Fortnite been out? Not in the text. Text in my boot. How many years have Fortnite been out?
Fortnite's original mode, Save the World, launched on July 25th, 2017, while the popular Battle Royale mode followed on September 26th.
8 years. Goddamn. 8 times 160. It's $1,280. Now we'll divide that by 2. Let's say you just like, fuck that extra shit. You're just gonna get the battle pass. $640. It's not bad. I paid more in The Sims. But what makes it bad is it's a what? Say it in the back so they hear you. Free to play! It's a free game. How do you pay $640 if you just buy a battle pass on something that's free? Now, all games aren't like that. Fortnite, Apex, Warzone, the popular ones are kind of like that. But we could take Roblox and Minecraft. Roblox, they give more than skins. Some of their things actually expand gameplay, expand world, like The Sims. Those are called expansion packs and not necessarily skins. There's a difference between downloadable content and skins. Then there's a difference between downloadable content and expansion packs. Some downloadable content expands the game. It's not just a visual makeup. It's not just makeup. They actually expand gameplay. So some DLC may contain a few things that expand gameplay. Might not be an overall expansion of the game, but like, here's a small thing that now you got, let's say you had an animal or something. The animal now has a health bar. You got to go feed the animal. That expands the gameplay. It's not just you got an animal, we turned the dog into a cat. That's a skin. It doesn't change anything about the gameplay. Then they add another DLC with expandable content. Now the animals, they poop. It's a mini game for you to clean up the poop. It's not a big, like, wow, expanding game moment to be like an expansion pack. But the mini game of cleaning up the poop is DLC. It's downloadable content that changes the gameplay. So it's not just the skin. Instead of a cat now, we added a bird. Spend $20 to get a bird. Like, well, it flies, I guess. We didn't have any animals that fly. You know? Then they turned the bird into a gerbil. $20 for a virtual gerbil. It just runs along with you. Don't do nothing special. Don't fight bad guys. Nothing. It's just standing by your side. That's what skins are. They just change the model. It don't change nothing else. You know, it's like dating the same bitch. You break up with one girlfriend, you get with another one. Ain't nothing really changed. It's still the same type of bitch, just a different model. Same guy, he just stand there. Just different, you know, it's just a different model. Not, you know, this one didn't come with a car or something. This one didn't come with treating you better. This one didn't come with, you know, knowledge. This one didn't come with anything different from the last guy. It's just a different model. You didn't expand shit. It's just the same type of guy. Different model. That's skins. If you want to equate it to dating, right? DLC. This one comes with a car. At least we could get around. You know, this one comes with a girlfriend. At least we can sneak around. This one comes with, you know, it comes with, at least. You gotta say at least. You know, then you have expansion packs. If I put time and effort into this one, we can expand our world like this. Marriage, kids, you know, accept. They didn't just come with it. Time and effort is rewarding. It gives you that also. Expansion pack. To equate it and make it equivalent to dating. You know, there's nothing wrong with dating the same type of chick. Let's say you like first person shooters. Cool. You find a first person shooter that you like. The DLC, like, oh, if I get that, then, you know, I don't know, it adds something else. You know, like at least it adds that. You know, then you get one with good expansions. You're like, shit. It got 6 different maps, 4 different vehicles, 10 missions that all do explore different aspects of the gameplay. It expands the world, not just a slight tweak to gameplay. You know? Or you could just buy the skins. You just want to look good. You just want something by your side. You don't want to be alone. You don't want to look lame. So again, some people just like a certain type of woman. Slim, thick. Some girls just like a certain type of guy. He gotta have muscles. All your boyfriends just have muscles. There's no depth. You're just dating the skin. You're not dating the man. Or you're not even dating for your own benefit. Like, damn, at least, you know, he got muscles in a car. He don't have muscles, but he got a muscle car. Does that count? You know, some women only date men with cars. Like, that don't expand your dating options outside of you just gotta have a car. It don't expand the man. You know, the person you're dating. It don't make them a better person towards you or nothing. You just hope, because the only feature that you're looking for is a man with a car. You know, I might date women that just want to take care of me. They out there. You understand? The difference between expanding your mind, expanding your gameplay, expanding versus just different day, same shit. And Apex is different day, same shit. Then they just want you to change they just want you to change your clothes. Ain't nothing in that. Expand gameplay. Because in free to play games, if it expands gameplay, like Fortnite kind of does it right. I have a love-hate relationship with Fortnite. But Fortnite kind of does it right. If it's something new in the game that expands gameplay, they make it mandatory that everybody have this base model. If it's mandatory that everybody have this base model, then it expands gameplay, whatever they're asking you to have money for. Like the melee weapons and prestige skins, it's not mandatory everybody have that shit. Because if it was mandatory everybody have that shit, they would have gave you one here. Now customize it to how you like, how the visuals you like. But they didn't give everybody one. They want you to buy the shit because it's not mandatory for gameplay. It didn't expand nothing. If it's mandatory, everybody gets it out the gate. Just to make it look how you want it to look might cost you. No, everybody gets a body, but you have to put in the effort to look a certain way. You can't just say I'm built this way. No, you got to put in the effort into your body. You got to exercise, eat right. If you want to be muscular, you got to lift weights. If you want to be a little thicker, you got to eat. Can't not eat and then be like, I want to be a little thicker. Just you should exercise with it. Everybody don't need to exercise with it, but you should do some type of exercise. Say, skinny women, if you want to be thicker, you got to eat. But do your squats. So that while you're eating and you're gaining weight and you're building, you know where to push it to be built. Do your squats. I like a nice butt. Come here, girl. I'm just saying, whatever how do you want the weight to look on you is what you got to work on. Eating and sleeping, probably going on a jog. Jog a mile, but you got to eat more calories than you burn. You'll gain weight. You won't necessarily, it'll be even all around. Because you're still it's the body fat percentage at that point. You're gaining the body fat. You're gaining the weight, but your body fat percentage is still low. So you still look slim thick. Eating more calories than you burn helps you gain weight. But you still need to burn certain calories to keep your body fat percentage down. You get me? So you gradually gain weight. And it's not just sitting on your stomach. I haven't ate. Let me go put on some food. So don't say I didn't school y'all on nothing. These streams be more than just gaming. Hopefully I helped expand on the conversation of why I'm against certain games. Good game is good game, but that don't mean it's good business. There's no way you should be paying full price for a game, 2K, and then still have to buy, in-game currency. Remember the difference between DLC, downloadable content, and skins. Understand the difference between downloadable content and expansion packs. If you remember these things, when it comes to purchasing a game, to get a robust meal out of a game shouldn't be hard. Anyway, GG. Good game, Gap Games. GapGames.com. Talk about it.